The first thing you're going to do for the installation, obviously, is going to pull everything out and lay out all your parts. All the parts that you'll need are identified on page 16 of your manual. So I've pulled everything out. I've got everything here. Now I'm ready to get started. The next thing you want to do is shut off the cold water. And the way that I ensure I know I'm connecting to the right place underneath, and I also know that my cold water is shut off, is by turning my cold water on all the way and then going underneath and shutting off. So you wait here, I'll be right back. Okay, so my cold water shut off. In addition to what comes with the machine, you're going to need a couple of other things to help with the installation. A couple of towels are going to be handy because even though we've shut off the water, there's still going to be water in the line. A pair of scissors for cutting your hose to length. A pair of pliers for loosening the connection so that you can put in the T-adapter, which is going to send water to the ionizer. So for the installation, we are going to start from the top and work our way down. The first thing you'll do is remove the fixing nut from the stem of the faucet. It unscrews, and when you pull it off, you want to be careful and make sure that you don't pull any connections loose. The next thing you'll do, the unit comes with 2 of these seal rings. I've already worked one up and it's already on the faucet. So I'm ready to put my faucet in place. Once you get your faucet in place, think about the angle that you're going to want it on and how you're going to want it. And once you've got it set in place, you're going to have someone hold the faucet in place while you go underneath and secure it with this and put the bottom seal ring on there. So I'm going to get someone to hold this in place, and I'll meet you down underneath the sink. Okay, so here we are below the sink, and I'm going to set my faucet in place. I've got someone holding it above the sink, and the first thing I'm going to do is start working that seal up and then chase that with the fixing nut. You don't want to force anything. I'm just going to start screwing this on as I get closer to the top. I'm going to reset that seal. Make sure it's on there firmly. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to do is connect my hoses. This upper hose, you'll notice it's got, it's orange. I'm going to match it with the orange hose down here. And this is going to be the drain hose for the secondary spout. And you want to push that in securely. Make sure it makes a good seal. And next I've got my alkaline supply hose. Again, you want to give it a good push. Make sure it makes a good seal. And the only thing left with the faucet installation is going to be connecting the electronics to it, and we'll come back once we get the unit down under the sink. Okay, it's a little cramped down here, so I wasn't able to get a good shot of installing the T-adapter, but this is the hose that actually goes up to the faucet. I disconnected it from this post, which supplies the cold water, and now I'm just going to reconnect this. I'm going to use pliers to make sure it's on there securely. And my T-adapter is in place. And I'm going to move you around. Okay, so here we have the T-adapter installed. Cold water line is running to it. On the T-adapter is a flow control lever. When it's pointed at the hose, that means it's open and water can go through the hose to the ionizer. If you ever need to stop that, you just flip the lever back this way and it closes off the water supply. I'm going to go ahead and leave that shut off for now until I have everything else hooked up, and it's time to bring the actual unit under the sink and make our final connections. So I've moved the unit under the sink, and now the first thing I'm going to do is connect the electronics. And those pieces just snap right in. And next, we're going to start making the connections at the bottom of the unit. I've labeled mine. They are labeled. You just can't see them well, so I went ahead and wrote those on there for reference. The first thing I'm going to do is put in my directional elbows. When you put these in, you want to press in firmly. This is going to go to the white hose, and this is going to go to the orange acid drain hose. Okay. This line is connected to the T-adapter. It's supplying water to the unit, so it is going to go in the, after a cut fix. That cut is a bit at an angle, and that can prevent a good seal, so I'm going to recut this to make it more even. That's better. That's going to make a good seal. When you're installing these, you want to support that elbow as you push in firmly. Make sure the hose goes all the way in. That's my inflow. This is my acidic drain line. And you can cut these hoses to length. Personally, I like to leave them long and then just tie them up after the installation. The acidic, I'm going to go in here. Again, support the elbow. Press in firmly. Make sure you've got a good connection. And then this line is the line that goes up to the ionizer for the alkaline main spout. Again, I'm just going to press that in that elbow, support it. Turn this so we can get a better grip. Got to make sure that hose goes all the way back to the back to make a good connection, or you will have leaks. That looks like it's in there good. Now, I'm going to run my hoses this way. You see the little cutout there for the hoses. And then I'm going to pull my power cord and the electronics cord to the other side where the cutout is. And now I'm going to stand the unit up. Stand the unit up. You want to make sure your hoses are coming through the cutouts on either side. And the next thing I'm going to do is plug it into the power source. And then I'm going to flip the power switch on the unit itself. And push it into place. That back there. Come back later and tie down those hoses. Okay, now I'm ready to turn my water back on. So first I'm going to start by turning the cold water back on. I can hear it running above the sink. Let me shut that off real quick. And now I'm going to flip the lever on the T-adapter to let water go to the ionizer. And I'm going to sit down here for just a minute, make sure my hoses are all running through the grooves, and wait to make sure that I don't feel any water leaking out. And right now, everything looks good, so for the most part, our installation is complete. We just need to put the spouts on the faucet up above, and we're just about there. The last step in the installation is going to be connecting the faucet spouts. You have two different size ones. The largest is going to go in the top. You want to support the faucet itself and press in. And we'll do the same thing for the bottom. Support and press in. And there is a protective cover that's going to be on top of the jog dial and on the screen. I've removed those. We're ready to power the unit up. That's it. Your Tyant 9000T undercounter water ionizer is ready to go.